Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked.
They don't execute these types of search warrants until they believe they have it.
In my house, ain't nobody never took no car. I still own all my houses, still own all my cars.
Respect.
Still got all my faculty.
Did go wrong, but he just didn't want to reveal that to anybody. We looked each other in the face. We had a conversation about it. And I'm one of the few people that can look him in the face and cuss his ass out if it comes to that. And he'll stand right there and chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here.
Mayweather has made a lot of money in his career. It appears he also owes a lot of money, too. The boxer apparently owes $22.2 million in taxes from 2015. According to ESPN, the tax balance was unpaid as recently.
Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked. They don't execute these types of search warrants until they believe they have an ironclad case. Put no padlock on my house. Ain't nobody never took no car. I still own all my houses, still own all my cars. Respect, still got all my faculty, still shark. Stephen A. Smith, the most unapologetic loudmouth in sports media, just freaked out after the FBI uncovered a horrific discovery inside Floyd Mayweather's mansion, assuming something did go wrong, but he just didn't want to reveal that to anybody. We looked each other in the face, we had a conversation about it, and I'm one of a few people that can look him in the face and cuss his out if it comes to that, and he'll stand right there and listen to me. The same Mayweather he once defended like a ride or die homie has now dragged his entire legacy into criminal chaos. Chaos broke out, and I'm not talking about legit bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here, please. And Stephen had no choice but to go on national TV and act like he wasn't dying inside while reporting it. Floyd Mayweather has made a lot of money in his career. It appears he also owes a lot of money to the boxer. Apparently owes $22.2 million in taxes from 2015. According to ESPN, the tax balance was unpaid as recently as March 6th, and it all happened a few days back when federal agents didn't just knock on Floyd Mayweather's door, they stormed his $30 million Las Vegas mansion like they were expecting something big. Partners, that is it, confirming that they are conducting what they're deeming law enforcement action, which could indicate search warrants being conducted there, could indicate arrest being conducted. We just don't know at this hour specifically what that law enforcement action is. Ladies and gentlemen, what they found inside was exactly that. According to official reports, the FBI is investigating what they believe is a $42 million scam directly linked to Mayweather's business network. This is not a small case. When Floyd was winning early in his career, yes, but when he kept winning, yes, he became the villain, yes, and then everybody paying in and tuning in to see him lose, right, that's it, he became the villain. Agents found encrypted financial records, locked safes, and a long trail of overseas accounts. They collected hard drives, paperwork, and documents that all seemed to point toward a well-planned operation involving shell companies, crypto-based laundering, and fake investment schemes. And apparently this wasn't being run by random outsiders. Some of the people connected are from Mayweather's own circle. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster, fair enough, but what I'm trying to say is this: when you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your thing. This isn't a case of poor spending or bad financial decisions. The paperwork shows an organized setup with intentional steps taken to move money and cover it up. The transactions are so complicated the FBI had to bring in forensic accountants just to understand it. This isn't amateur work. It's the kind of system someone builds when they think no one will ever question them, but now it's all under investigation, and the consequences aren't just about money, they're legal. What the feds just uncovered in Floyd Mayweather's house is terrifying. They going after Floyd Mayweather's bag. Remember the brother that walked around with a $100 million check in his bag, said he ain't even got to cash it. The big question now is how deep Mayweather was involved. Was he running the whole thing, or was he just the face of it? Because this is the same person who walked around showing off $100 million checks like it was normal. He turned showing off money into a brand. He literally made money Mayweather into a business, and now that exact image might be the reason he's under federal investigation. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know Conor sold that it was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. Stephen A. Smith saw this happening and had a full meltdown on live TV. He's been following Mayweather's career for years, always calling him one of the Smartest athletes when it comes to business, but now he had to sit there and talk about how it might have all been fake. He listed the houses, the cars, the jewelry, the private jets, and then said none of it matters if it was all built on fraud. I know. We're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say damn well you know we are on ESPN. This is sports cars is a sports network. This car costs $3. $2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1. $6 million. Smith made it clear the person Mayweather claimed to be and the person being exposed in these documents are not the same. He even asked how the sports world could keep praising someone for being a financial genius while ignoring everything being revealed now. In Smith's words, this isn't a stain on Mayweather's legacy, it destroys it because you can't keep preaching about success while being investigated for one of the biggest scams in sports history. On his line, I think he got to right. Now because the money gone, so the money's really gone, and this doesn't stop with Floyd. This changes how athletes are going to be viewed when they talk about building their brand. For years, Mayweather was used as an example of how to be smart with money, but now that example is falling apart. If this investigation keeps going in the direction it is, it's going to change how people look at everything Mayweather's done outside the ring. And I passed by Floyd Mayweather's $30 million mansion. It's over 15,000 square feet with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, resort-style backyard. Stephen A. didn't stop there. He said the whole money team thing looks fake now. He reminded people that Mayweather used to say things like, if you know how much money you have, you don't really have money. But now those quotes sound more like someone trying to avoid real questions. Smith even asked if Mayweather ever had the money he claimed to have, or if it was all just carefully planned PR and borrowed cash was made specifically food of champ Floyd Money Mayweather, one of One Piece 101 Money Team. He also said it's disturbing that Mayweather might have let these scams happen while publicly giving financial advice like he was an expert. Meanwhile, thousands of people may have lost their savings. This is no longer just about boxing, it's about trust, credibility, and how someone who was on top for so long may have thrown it all away trying to fake something he never had. Was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand. He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embar. And if the FBI is right, it's not just Mayweather's money that's gone, it's his entire image, his entire legacy, because when the federal agents show up, it doesn't matter how famous you are or how many belts you've won. This time, they didn't just show up, they took everything. When Floyd Mayweather walks into a room, he doesn't just walk, he arrives, and he makes sure you know it. You're going to make a hell of a lot more money, but the main thing is I made smart investments and I still make millions every month. Do you care about your boxing legacy more than what? Well, we ain't going to say more than money, we know better. We're not going to say more than money, we know better. More than my family know. Over the years, he's turned wealth into a performance art, fleets of luxury cars, private jets branded with his name, $1, $8 million diamond watches, and $100 million checks casually waved around like tissue paper. But as the federal probe into his finances gets deeper, that high-rolling lifestyle is being peeled back layer by layer, and what's underneath doesn't look quite as shiny. La Miami black, LA white, Vegas, yeah, in New York. I got my drive. Let's start with the cars. Mayweather famously claimed to own 7 Rolls-Royces just in his Las Vegas mansion alone, plus a $3, $2, $2 million Bugatti and multiple matching luxury vehicles stashed in other cities like LA, Miami, and New York. But financial insiders close to the federal case have suggested that many of these cars were leased or collateralized, not owned outright. Documents recovered during the FBI's 2025 raid reportedly included lien filings and auto loan agreements showing that the $1 million garage might have been more promotional than personal. Why you make the decision to drive different colored cars in respective cities? A brat, spoiled brat. Oh, just being a brat, just being a brat. The 7 cars that you showed me, yes, are in excess of $15 to $20 million. Let me see, what's the number? A week, 3, and you don't drive them. It's close to $15 million. You're right, it's supposed to. Then there's the infamous $42 million Manhattan real estate flex. In October 2024, Mayweather posted on Instagram claiming he had purchased 62 buildings in Upper Manhattan with footage of him standing in front of high-rises and telling his followers, all the buildings belong to me, I don't have no partners. That clip went viral in minutes. According to another update, he did ink a $42 million deal for a black spruce portfolio. When he said that it was all his and no one invested, he meant no one was funding his part of the investment. But